What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. Got some absolutely appalling stock percentages here, falling 12%. Got some reasons for it, none of which is the ones that I would have guessed, but let's get into this before I go into what I would have thought it was, and just in general, why everyone hates Ubisoft, and those lists get bigger and bigger as we go along. So Ubisoft stock plummeted 12% in the past 5 days following the company's most recent earnings report, and which is the shocking part because it reveals that it has exceeded its own sales target. So if it's exceeding its own sales targets, why is it plummeting? And you can see here, just to put that graph, because a picture's worth 1,000 words, and indeed it is. Holy hell. Much like look at that drop, much like a people off of cliffs when they finished watching Acolyte. Huge drop. And again, why would it drop if it's exceeding their own? And you can see here, Yahoo Finance reports that Ubisoft stock fell 12% in the last 5 days following their first quarter report on July 18th. And if you go back a year, it's down 14%. If you go back for the year, rather, if you go back for an entire year, it's down 31%. And if you go back 5 years, the stock is down 74%. So a horrible downward trend for many different reasons. Before I get to those reasons, I want to see what they themselves are trying to, and keep this name in mind, Yves Guillemot, or Guillemot. I think it's Guillemot, though. So he was saying, in a selective market, we delivered a solid start to the year with net bookings above target, reaffirming blah, 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 blah. And they try and cope away here. We held Ubisoft forward. Here we go. The gameplay we presented for our two highly anticipated upcoming premium titles, Star Wars Outlaws, which looks boring as hell, and almost all the trailers have been ratioed, and everyone's talking about how she looks like the main character. Looks like just an ugly, generic female Han Solo. Just not interested. Obviously, we are covering all the Assassin's Creed drama, and the fact that Japan as a nation might end up suing Ubisoft and Yves for spoiler, Yasuke seemingly was not the actual Black Samurai that's being pushed right now. So that already has a bunch of negative attention. So that has to be some of the reasons that their own internal projections, while bright, are, it turns out, not the projections that other people have. And so even though he coped through that investors meetings, you see here, it says, despite the bookings exceeding Ubisoft's internal predictions, investors and analysts were expecting quite a different return. And so following their report of that, the analysts that were expecting higher numbers than that basically wrote scathing reports, which then led to everyone bailing out on that 12% drop there. And also the fact that they delayed Rainbow Six Mobile and the Division Resurgence. Still don't know what the hell's going on with that Division Heartland. But all of this is the fact that Ubisoft's name is in the mud, and it's in the mud for a bunch of different reasons. The aforementioned Star Wars Outlaws, the aforementioned Assassin's Creed Shadows, the fact that the last couple games for, be it Wildlands or even the Division, and they, granted, that one has been getting more love than I thought it would. They're very formulaic, and there's less and less difference between the games. I mean, Watch Dogs, anyone? That is on top of this, and that was, of course, that famous their subscription services where, no, not the World Economic Forum saying you will own nothing and be happy, but that was where everyone got that Ubisoft saying that your gamers are going to have to get used to not owning their own games. And so if you go, because and Ubisoft has been hated for a while now. So the 12% and all the people being upset about Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Shadows, that's just the fun little 2024 icing on the cake. But they've already been hated. So when you go back, I just wanted to see what people were saying. This is from 6 years ago, but why do people hate Ubisoft so much? And I just think this gives you a great idea. And it reminded me too, all of their digital rights management stuff. So here we go. Steve Jones below gives a good answer concerning their DRM. And then this guy adds in, Remember that name, Yves Guillemot? So Ubisoft is a nepotistic company built from the ground up by friends and friends of Yves Guillemot. That puts a lot of questionable people into positions of power throughout the company and at various studios. The internal joke was that Ubisoft's multi-country branches for laundering money. Yeah, I always wondered why it was Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft France, Ubisoft Quebec, whatever the fuck. And if you'd seen the way some of the higher ups spend company money, you'd probably come to the same conclusion. At the end of the day, though, what tends to frustrate people about Ubisoft is that they keep making the same games over and over again and somehow get away with it. Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, The Division, hell, it's so apparent that Cracked even did a video on it. The point isn't that Ubisoft makes bad games, is that they become formulaic. Yes, so they become formulaic. On top of that, and the DRM stuff, and the subscriptions, and not owning it, and the DEI inclusion stuff. That this is 6 years ago, before the DEI push was really obvious, and now obviously you're seeing it with both Star Wars Outlaws and that ugged up female protagonist. A common thing, and we know why they do it. And then you're seeing Assassin's Creed, which that is a whole nother level, because Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft had already gotten flack for being formulaic, but now the whole history, literally rewriting a history, not that fun like those who came before, Templar assassin ideology hidden behind actual proven history, but now just the straight up changing has led to where we start here at the beginning, 12% drop. And now it makes sense that despite their own lovely depictions of what they thought they were going to make and exceeding those, the rest of the world had quite different examples, quite different targets. And that has led to that plummet. So, yeah, let me know what you think about Ubisoft. You still playing their games? I mean, even I cannot bring myself to bring or give them any more money for Assassin's Creed. I haven't played The Division in a long time. I mean, I played season 2, or the second game and some of the DLC, but it just, it becomes the same thing. It becomes a chore. It almost becomes another job on playing some of those games. So yeah, let me know what you think. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're gonna do that, thank you.
Well, bye.